This Wednesday's episode of the All Night Cast is provided by special guest Let's All Game. Click here to see his YouTube channel.
Only $50, so.
Yeah, I know.
And we're live. Hey guys, what's going on? All Night Cast number 12. And we're joined by the illustrious Let's All Play, or Side.
Illustrious, man. Every time.
It's so illustrious you got the damn name wrong. I was like...
I knew it! I fucked up again.
Every fucking time.
Cookie's one half of the way there.
One job, man. What was the other part?
Let's all game. Let's all game.
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Deepest apologies, man.
Oh, I don't care.
Wait, I just came back. Did he fuck up already?
Yeah, he fucked up.
He fucked up the name. He fucked up the name. Unbelievable.
And here we have Treesicle. Hey, how you guys doing, Treesicle?
Hey, it's like recycle but with trees.
Yeah.
Compost.
Treesicle.
That's what you do.
If you look at Treesicle on YouTube, it says, "Did you mean Treesicle?" No, fuck you.
It actually does say that.
It does say that.
It pisses
It's
me the
really
fuck off. Well, oh, you looked it up? Fucking, I hate it. One day we'll change that, but
We got
That's not
15,000
today.
subs. Hopefully that's more than Treesicle by now.
by now, no. Maybe later.
God damn it.
Right. Also, before we get off topic on this, Smash Brothers for the 3DS came out last Friday, actually. Or this Friday. Oh, yeah, it'll be last Friday when this comes out.
Exciting.
And the thing is, I didn't actually buy it because I'm honestly waiting for the Wii U console version. But
Well,
the thing is, when I was playing it again, like the main complaint I have over it is that I don't know, maybe because it's my hands are weird. Like I prefer just playing it with a controller. But other than that, I heard it was actually pretty good.
Well,
Kevin's
what's-
actually had some experience now. Sorry.
What system are you playing it on? Like, I don't know. I'm assuming you have a 3DS.
I have a
XL.
2DS.
Okay,
It's,
2DS. I actually have one of those too, and
Oh wow, it's actually in the back there.
I preferred it on there. The controls, I don't know, it felt pretty good with the demo anyway. I didn't buy the game again because I'm waiting for the Wii U one like you, but it felt solid, especially for what it was. I really liked the levels. I liked the roster. The online play could use some work, but hey, it
Oh, do you have the
felt
full?
solid.
You have the full game already?
I borrowed the full game from a friend at work just
okay.
to try out the online, but I tried the demo mainly, and it felt good to me. So.
Right.
Kevin got to try the demo, right?
Yeah, I have a
You had a
friend.
few problems with it.
I have a friend who has a 3DS, and she let me play the demo for a little bit. I got maybe an hour or two of gameplay into it, and I had fun. I mean, it's Smash, right? And Smash is always gonna be fun, I think.
And we play a lot of Smash. So.
Yeah, Smash is fun as balls. But one of my main things was I like to use the left trigger, the L button for
On a GameCube.
GameCube controller for General Smash Melee. Product Jam is mostly what I play. So that was really weird for me on the 3DS because I believe the L was basically replacing the Z button on a GameCube controller. So it was the grab into shield if you miss the grab. And then the R button was the normal shield. And I never used the R button. I always used the L for all shielding stuff, all dodging stuff, all roll stuff, all text, all that kind of stuff. So it was just really, really strange for me, and I couldn't adapt, at least not on the first playthrough. So I was terrible, man. I couldn't even beat nines. It was really bad.
Does that mean you're going to be getting the GameCube controller for the Wii U? Because they're making one. Yeah.
Are they?
Oh, really? I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
they have a remake GameCube controller made for the Wii U, and everyone's jumping on that like crazy.
I hope
Yeah,
they
pull it up
make
in
a
that picture.
64 controller for it.
No.
Why?
No,
Well, I'm sure
nobody
you
likes
can
that
want that.
three-pronged dildo, man. Nobody
Yeah, I
likes
always
that
wondered
anymore.
that.
Looks like a spaceship if you flip it over. Like it's
Yeah,
just.
putting it on screen share. It actually comes bundled up with the game, actually, the special edition.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, like,
That's pretty cool. I like that logo a lot.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
The fire
Also,
logo?
I'm glad, Sai, you brought up the whole point about the roster. I know a lot of people are complaining about the roster, but in all honesty, what other characters would you want to see in the game?
Ice
besides,
climbers.
Oh,
Dude.
yeah.
Oh
why
yeah,
would-
Ice
why
Climbers.
wouldn't you want to see Sheik? Like what? She's like
Wait, there's no Sheik?
no.
No, there is Sheik. Yeah, I know.
Not in the DS version. A lot of people are complaining
Really?
about that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, that's a hardcore main for a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, Sheik's one of the best melee players, obviously.
That was
Yeah.
a hardcore main for
Well, yeah.
me for a long time.
Well, you sure? Because I've
Fuck.
seen gameplay videos of it.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
let
that.
me
It's looking pretty good. Let's see here.
Yeah, there is Sheik. I'm pretty sure that's a DS version there.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it is.
I mean, They can't have Sheik and not and they can't have Zelda and not Sheik.
Well, that's
Right.
that's the thing is like I don't know how they got it. Well, I guess whenever I played it, she wasn't there, and
Maybe I have to unlock it.
maybe again it wasn't my version. So I just saw some people complaining about no Sheik, but it's nice that they're actually there. I've been playing Hyrule Warriors like crazy, and Sheik is so freaking overpowered in that damn game, man.
Well, I see here, like, I'm guessing, like, I don't know how this guy's playing with the 3DS, like, hand stuff, because I can never, like, make that kind of fluid movements with the regular 2DS thing. So I'm not really sure how he's pulling that stuff off. But, like, other than Ice Climbers, like, what other characters would be? Like, I know some people are wanting Ridley, and which I don't really understand why, but, what other characters are there?
I want to see Waluigi.
Yeah, Waluigi. I was about to shout out for Waluigi.
Waluigi?
Wow.
Like, yeah.
So
You
now
need my main Pichu.
here's what's weird about that video you're looking at right there. If you looked at his screen, Sheik's profile picture actually doesn't show up. It's just black. Whereas Mario's...
Oh, I see.
I mean, so I don't know if it was like a code he did or something like that, but I don't actually know. I mean, it's hard to... I don't know.
We have to figure this out because this is honestly concerning me.
Okay, you know what? Let me get the demo, like, because I seen Sheik on the roster there. So hold on.
Okay. No, fair enough. I mean, I'm just noticing things.
No, I mean, this is actually very important to us. I mean, it's important to me.
I don't care.
I know she's on. I know she's on the Wii U version, obviously.
So the Wii U version and the DS, the Wii U version and the DS actually have different rosters, or possibly different rosters.
Wait, I think I read somewhere that in the Wii U version they have the Ice Climbers, but in the DS version they don't because it was a technical issue with the Ice Climbers having 2 people.
Oh my God!
I think. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure.
We should be providers of answers, not questions.
We need to know this.
Let's Google it.
Especially
let's
about
do
the
it.
Ice Climbers. I don't really give a shit about the DS version because I'm never gonna play it.
Yeah.
But I care if Ice Climbers are in the game or not.
Well, it's actually really good, and it does have cross-play functionality, which is kind of I think a first for Nintendo to do for any console.
If they're not gonna be there day one, it's probably gonna be DLC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, is a strong possibility because they actually went inside the code of the game and actually found like DLC hints. I guess that's
Right.
and there's a lot of money to be made on it because I honestly would pay to get DLC characters.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably a smart business move.
Very.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hate it, but very. I'm trying to think what else they'll put in for DLC though.
Nintendo's at one generation late.
Mewtwo. A lot of people wanted Mewtwo and
Oh yeah,
But we get
Lucario.
Yeah, Lucario, which is, I mean, he's just a Mewtwo, a new age Mewtwo. Let's face it.
Yeah.
Style-wise, I mean, not Pokemon-wise, but style-wise.
I mean, that's why they replaced him in Brawl because he was pretty much had the Aura Sphere or the Shadow Ball thing going on.
Why can't we just have a Pokemon Smash game? That'd be pretty cool.
Oh yeah, they're
I
making
That'd be crazy.
They already got
making
like half the characters.
Do Pokemon Stadium.
what was it called
That's the same,
again?
right?
Pokemon
Poke-
Stadium Brawl. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, they've already got Squirtle, Ivysaur, Charizard, Pikachu, Jigglypuff, Mewtwo, Lucario,
Pichu.
The thing is,
Greninja,
they already
Pikachu.
making like a fighting game based on Pokemon. It's called Pokken.
9 Pokemon.
It's a mix between Pokemon and Tekken. Well, I'll show you the trailer. It's
That
literally
sounds
I kind of had the feeling Pokken.
it's a fighting game, pretty much. I'm not sure how many characters there'll be in, but they're making it.
Whoa.
Is Pichu gonna get
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah, they announced it a while back.
Whatever
Well,
happened to Street Fighter versus, Tekken versus Street Fighter? What happened to that game?
I have no idea.
Because
It ended up like the other Street.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It
Yeah,
ended like the other Street Fighter games. No one cares anymore.
this looks sick as shit.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty excited. I know some people wanted to play as Magikarp in this, which is kind of trolly, but
That's gonna be OP.
You got Wii Fit trainers in there. I don't think Magikarp is that far fetched, to be honest.
yeah,
I don't mean
exactly.
far fetched the Pokemon
You
either.
also got the Mii fighters.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Going-
I hear the
going to
Mii fighters
spam
are
the
OP
shit
in
out
the
of-
game.
Yeah, I'm gonna spam the shit out of Splash.
The Mii fighters are pretty overpowered, and I think it's mainly because they want people to use them, which is fair. Why can't so have you guys played Hyrule Warriors? I don't know if y'all have talked about that before or not.
Oh yeah, I've actually played it.
talked about Okay.
Oh yeah, by the way, it did come out recently. I believe it came out last. Yeah, it came out last week.
I think last Friday.
Yeah, last Friday. Yeah, I did. October 3rd.
Yeah, last Friday.
October 3rd. Yeah, actually yesterday. Actually, it was yesterday because this podcast
I was
is
just
recorded on
gonna
the 4th.
say that.
Yeah. But the thing is, like, I finished the entire campaign in one day because I was over at my friend's house yesterday and just played it over. The story's not bad. I mean, it's not the greatest in the world, but like,
It's a story.
I enjoyed it for what it was worth. Like, personally, my favorite character has to be either Impa or Sheik, and Sheik is by far OP, as you said.
Yeah.
She is lightning fast, and her combos are just all over the place. But like, honestly, I did enjoy the game. If you're a Zelda fan, then you will enjoy it.
It's a fantastic game. Even if you're not a Zelda fan, so you just did the story mode. You didn't do the legendary mode or anything like that, right? The adventure mode.
Yeah, the adventure mode.
Okay. Yeah, like, unlocking that freaking map is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's all like classic old school Zelda NES graphics, and you go through and you just do you basically play through the first Zelda game. Just you're completing each map by going in and killing a bunch of enemies and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had really loads of fun with that. And there's also a DLC coming out. You could like have the 8-bit sword and shield or something like that.
Wait,
It's pretty cool.
the game was released like 2 weeks ago, and there's DLC coming out for it.
Yeah,
there's already
and,
DLC for it.
Oh my god!
DLC.
Come on, fucking Nintendo! Jesus Christ!
Nintendo's getting in it.
money, baby.
I told you guys, Nintendo's a little one generation late. They just caught on now.
That DLC is really good.
They just got on there trying to make up for it by having the DLC 2 weeks after the game comes out.
Well, the
I
game
mean,
already came out like a month before in Japan, so.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was out. Yeah, I think it came out on the 26th.
But wouldn't it make sense for then our
September 26th.
DLC to come out later too? I mean, if the game comes out later, why doesn't the DLC come out later?
Well, it's the internet. I think it travels faster that way. I don't
the
know.
news is traveling.
Yeah, so maybe it's something to do with that. But anyways, I know you guys want to talk about Shadow of Mordor.
Yes,
I do.
I certainly do. Yes.
Okay, start us off with the topic.
I'll let the Treesicle guys. I'm just playing Treesicle guys.
God
take
damn
it.
it.
Recycle.
God damn it, let's all
I'm gonna make a meme on that.
play.
I swear, the only thing I've gotten about our name was my girlfriend once said, it looks too much like testicle.
I kind of thought it was a play on that, but I didn't want to say anything. So.
Well, see, there we go.
It doesn't look like testicle. What the
That's
fuck?
No.
what she said.
I never
It's green
thought
at the
about that.
beginning.
So I'm just gonna hold that against you from now on. So yeah,
If I
never
take a
thought
glance
about
at it, it
Fantastic.
looks like testicle too. Like so.
I mean, yeah, I guess
All right,
now that you
thanks,
put it out, I
this
see
is
it.
fantastic.
Y'all are
Alright,
the
but anyways.
scrotum. It's the two balls just right there.
Oh wow. Anyways,
All right.
I'll pull up
Anyway.
some Shadow of Mordor gameplay here.
We'll return to the dick jokes later.
Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor. Great looking game. I haven't even gotten to play it yet. I've gotten to watch like
Oh, shut up,
40
Ian,
minutes
shut
of
up.
it. All right.
Okay. Hey, you
No, just
told
play.
us to go first, asshole.
Yeah, you
I
did.
know. Go ahead. Let's hear it. What are you excited about for it?
All right. So I've watched a couple Let's Plays of it.
Mhm.
I've been following it since like early like basically since it was announced like a year ago.
Yeah.
So, first of all, what I'm most stoked for is the fact that it looks hard. It looks like you can actually die in it. It doesn't look like Assassin's Creed in the respect where it's just like if you parry all the time, you're gonna be fine.
Well, no,
Yeah,
it's
it looks-
exactly. It is exactly like that actually. It's more forgiving than Assassin's Creed with all of that countering. So I guess
No.
Forgiving?
No.
it's extremely forgiving. But hold on. That's a good thing. So here's my first question for you then, I guess, since you haven't had a chance to play it yet, but you've been following it since it was first announced. When you first saw it announced, how impossible did that look to you? Because I was like, yeah, they're not going to get this done. This doesn't look like they're going to be able to pull this off. There's too much going on here.
It looked pretty ridiculous. I remember the trailer for it, and I was just like, fuck, this is everything I ever wanted to put into one game.
I mean, Assassin's
Like-
Creed plus Lord of the Rings.
It was like
fucking sick.
Assassin's Creed plus Lord of the Rings plus the Batman games, like the
Yeah.
Arkham Asylum, all that. Like it was all that meshed together with like a little bit of Splinter Cell. Like, it was perfect.
So the game, there's a lot going on in Shadows of Mordor. The graphics are amazing, as you said. I've have it on PC and I've been playing it with a PS4 controller, which works on PC. So, but the gameplay is very much like kind of Assassin's Creed, but you don't have those limitations of or those restrictions that come with Assassin's Creed and those frustrations. Like when you want to climb up a wall, you jump up like half the wall, and it's just like super easy traversing. You can sneak around.
you're a
Pretty
wraith.
simple. What's that?
Because you're a wraith, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. You don't need to hide too long. Like the orcs are pretty dumb, but it doesn't mean that they're hard, that they're easy to fight. You know, if you need to get away from somebody, they're not on the rooftops following you like they're freaking just as powerful as you. They are literally orcs, and so they will be following you. But if you get away fast enough, they're like, "Where do you go?" And so it's really forgiving in that aspect. And then the combat is very Batman-ish. So
Right. That's what I've heard.
and it's some of the best combat I've ever had in a game. But what really makes it, so first off, the animations are really fluid. So when you parry, when you counter, when you're doing executions, when you're doing all of the combat stuff, it is so fluid. You just feel like a badass, complete badass.
That's important.
Oh, it's a very
I want
important.
to feel like a badass when I'm playing with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what's most impressive, because you can copy a game, right, and still have it be good. You can do like, oh, it's like Assassin's Creed with Batman, cool. But they went majorly forward with the Nemesis system. So the way the Nemesis system is,
I love the Nemesis system.
yeah, the way it works is you have the hierarchy of the orcs, right? You have like your war chiefs up top, and you have your captains, and you have like your sub captains and all that stuff. And if you wipe out everybody, right, and you just happen to get death tapped, like you're fighting a couple war chiefs or whatever, and one little like pissant orc like kills you, he will like get really powerful and become a nemesis. So just some random freaking orc will get like a whole bunch of armor. He'll get his own followers. He'll start going up in the ranks and stuff, and eventually he's going to be a threat because he's just gaining so much power. And it's this person, this really annoying freaking person that you just hate. You love to hate, because when you kill them, they may come back, and they might have like scars. They might have burns on their face. They might have like wrappings around their head. They might have an eye missing and like a weird metal patch, and so all depending on what you've done in the combat. And they remember. They remember
How do
all
they come
your
back if you kill them?
all your encounters and everything. But what's up?
You mean if we fought them, they might come back? Or not if we kill them. If we kill them, they're dead.
No. If you kill them, they could still come back. Because remember, the main ones are Uruks, and they're pretty much already dead. You have Uruks, and then you have orcs, which are their slaves. And they can come back, and they'll just look like war-ridden. They're just like, oh, I remember what you burned my face last time. I'm coming back for you. And you're just like, bring it on, man. Just whatever. But yeah, the Nemesis system is amazing. And
I just wanted a
really
quick question about like Lord of the Rings lore, because I'm not super familiar. I know like Uruk-hai is supposed to be like the Saruman like soldiers or whatever.
right.
Freaking men.
What are what are Uruks exactly?
So Uruks are kind of like a blend between the two,
Okay.
because this is before Lord of the Rings, and then this is after The Hobbit. So it's starting to get into like the dark, and the corruption is starting to creep in. Gollum is here, and he's in full effect. They got a sound-alike voice actor, but it sounds so legit that you can't even tell the difference. It's really
Okay,
good.
awesome.
And you're
Nice.
fighting these two guys. Really, they're the Dark Hand. I'm sorry, the Black Hand, as it just said. And they are, just the whole game, just so good. They have so much voice acting. They have so many. It's like you don't hear the same lines over and over again. You know how, like, if you do something in the world, you'll hear NPCs like, hey, did you hear the bank blew up or whatever? And, like, you'll just hear that same line all throughout. They
I
have...
used to be a warrior, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Skyrim reference
Yeah.
right there.
They have
Yeah, that's a good
so
one.
many... They have so many different conversations. Like, the amount of time to develop this game, it was... They didn't half-ass anything. Like, I don't usually just say, hey, you need to go play this game right now. I usually say, hey, play a demo, try it out, whatever, see if a friend has it. No, go buy this game and play it because it is that good. Shadows of Mordor, it's literally one of the first games in a long time to get me this pumped about it.
That's awesome.
This is not Destiny.
Yeah.
Hey,
It lived
remember
up to
the
its
hype
hype.
for Destiny? Fuck
Yeah.
Destiny. Fuck Destiny. Shadow of Mordor all day.
Well,
I've wanted this to come out forever.
I was not looking forward to Shadows of Mordor. I was like, it's like Assassin's Creed with, whatever. And I tried it out, and it blew me away, man. I've been nonstop playing that game for the last, 4 days.
That's awesome. I'm so stoked to get a copy.
Definitely. Yeah. I really like what you said about the voice acting and the recurring lines not being so obvious, because I think that's a huge thing with a lot of games, especially with Skyrim or Oblivion, where so much of the positive aspects of it is the immersion factor, right? And then you hear the same lines again and again and again, and it completely takes you out of the immersive experience of the video game.
Right.
And that break is really bad, I think, if that's what you're trying to go for. And I think most games are trying to go for that because it's great to have an immersive experience. At least
are you talking about them repeating the same line like in Fallout 3? Like if you stare at a person who says, "You eyeballing me"?
Well, what I mean is they're really
Yeah.
aware of what's going on. The AI in the game is legit. And what I mean by that is, oh, I see movement.
He's closing the window because people are loud.
Okay, yeah, no problem. They're very aware. So what I mean by that is, whenever you go to hunt down a war chief to take him out, or a captain or whatever, they'll see you and they're like, hey, I remember our battle from last time. Let's see how you fare this time. Or if it's a revenge sort of thing on his part, he'll be like, well, I won't let you do that again. And he'll actually have an invulnerability to whatever it is that destroyed him last time. So they get tougher and tougher.
Shit.
They get some crazy vulnerabilities.
Awesome.
There are some war chiefs where only one thing will work against them, and they block everything else, and you're just like, holy crap. But
wow, that's
they're very aware, because if there's another war chief in the area and they're like dueling or they hate each other, and you fight one of the Uruks, they're like, hey, I was gonna come after you later, but I'll just kill you both right now. And it's like, oh, he actually knows that there's 2 here. If there's 3, they'll be aware of that too. And it's not like some weird auto-tuned hey, I see that there's 3 of you here, so I'm going to... No, it's very fluid. It's very it is so well done. I've never had a game connect me this much, because you're not expecting them to be that aware. It's like, one of them, I was in a combat, and one of them's like, watch out, he's going to carry you, he's going to use you as a shield or whatever, because I grabbed him. And it's like, oh god, the game is becoming self-aware. It's going to be going like, hey, watch out, the Y icon's above your head. And it's just like, it's really weird.
Well, it seems to me like I've seen a lot of
I don't like that.
I've seen a lot with the reviews about Shadow of Mordor, and they're giving it like 9s and 10s, and I was actually pretty captured because I'm not that immersed with the Lord of the Rings, I guess, universe. I was a big fan of the movies, and I'm pretty excited for the Hobbit 3 movie, Battle with the 5 Armies. What's the new movie called, I guess. I think that's
yes, that would be correct.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm not sure when that movie's coming out, but I'm actually pretty excited for it. But I really want to get into Lord of the Rings.
It should be coming out this December. Every December for the past 2 years they've released one.
Okay.
I may or may not know a lot about Lord of the Rings.
I will tell you.
He may or may not look like a hobbit.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. You know how Wolfenstein kind of flew under the radar, and when it came out, it was like a really amazing game?
Yes.
That's exactly how this is. Shadow of Mordor, they didn't really advertise much. It's kind of been flying under the radar, and people kind of had an idea of what it was going to be, and when they actually played it, it blew them away. This is Wolfenstein at this point. It is that sort of game where it's just like you play it, and it doesn't matter who it is. This caters to so many different people. You're gonna love it. It's awesome.
This is game of the year.
A year ago.
I think it is.
Didn't I call that a year ago? I said this is going to be the game of the year.
I forget.
I did. I promise.
I don't remember that.
I told you multiple times.
It's not game of guys. It's not game of the year. Call of Duty hasn't came out yet.
Oh, right, yeah, exactly.
No, that's another one actually that I'm really looking forward to, the new one, and I haven't looked forward to a Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 2, and so I'm really excited about that one actually.
Yeah, Call of Duty sort of got like Madden, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like every year it's like, oh, another
hate
Call of Duty
Madden.
came out.
Madden is such a child game.
Well, are you a Blitz fan?
What's wrong with Blitz?
I like Blitz, but it's not like my type of preference. Like back in the days, I actually played the NFL 2K games. I actually preferred their version, but business got in the way, so they're not allowed to make football games no more.
I see. Well, I don't have a problem with Blitz fans. I used to have a problem with people just like, oh yeah, that game is better, that console is better, and make all this fanboy flame war stuff that I just think is just ridiculous. But
I just like it. It's like it's more of a variety. Like actually, there actually aren't that many like sports games. The only sports game that I know that kind of like has competition that's FIFA, and that's FIFA and PES. But everything else is just like a blowout. Like you can't compare NBA 2K and NBA Live.
I should play FIFA.
FIFA's amazing.
Yeah, FIFA's really fun actually.
FIFA's amazing. So is PES, but FIFA's at a new level.
Well, I
Do they
still
make
think
live?
that.
Do they still make live?
Yeah, they still
Live,
make live,
yeah, they still make. They just relaunched it, but it sucks.
I didn't know that.
It's pretty bad. But I mean, like, even last gen, whenever All Pro Football came out, because 2K couldn't make the NFL license, that game was so much better than Madden at that time, and it's still one of the better football games to this day. I think that 2K would have done much better having that NFL license than EA does, but EA
Coming from a person that played football in high school, I'm telling you, football is not like how Madden portrays it to be. It's nowhere near close. It's too easy.
Yeah.
Fumble? What?
Like
in a video game, you're playing like a 6'8" tall, 300-pound man running forward and all that stuff, and most people aren't that size.
That's what I'm saying. Like I could create a 180-pound guy who's like 5 feet tall, and I can run over a 400-pound guy like nothing. That's how unrealistic the game is.
Truck stick, man.
I think the scaling.
Truck stick all day.
I think the scaling in Madden is really bad. And like when they first got into last gen, like the very first copy, I think it was Madden 06, the scaling of the players and everything like that actually looked good, and the feel of the game was pretty good. Now it's like they got it's like super skinny dolls, and they're just super nimble and quick and everything, and nothing really feels like it should. It's become more of a game than it has a simulation of football, and it's just not the same thing. It's Madden, and you got like the juke moves and all. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
we had what did we have? We had NFL we had like Madden 25, like the 25-year anniversary.
25. Madden 25.
Yeah, Madden 25, and I played that, and I made my own character named Sauron, and and he was just this skinny fuck who was just fast as dicks, and literally all he was just fast. Remember?
All he did was run. He didn't pass.
Literally
would not learn to pass.
Did not matter what team I was on. Same fucking play. I would just own everything because I could just run faster.
Was it like off tackle?
Yeah, it was like I don't remember. It was like I formation something or another. I don't remember. But yeah, that game is very easy to break.
Yeah.
Okay, one thing I want to say. Wait, Tyler, Kevin, you had something to say.
I just wanted to say real quick about. Do you guys know anything about the competitive arena for Madden, or like what the strategies are like for competitive play?
Nano Blitz, that's it.
There's definitely competitive Madden. What's that, Cookie?
Nano Blitz, that's it.
Yeah,
Game
exactly that.
Glitch.
I don't know that much about it, but I was like playing Madden and just like sort of getting into it a little bit, just kind of curious mostly.
It's still there. It's still there.
Yeah, it's such bullshit, dude. I was looking on my YouTube just like strategies for Madden. I just came across it basically, and basically from what I could tell, the major strategies for Madden were exactly what you said.
Glitching?
Nano blitzing, basically glitching the game. A thing where, you know how you can change the position of the linebacker and like the lineman like just a little bit, like he rushes to the outside or he positions to the inside or whatever, like those sorts of things. You do that a very specific set of things. That's like 8 different tiny changes they're gonna make to these guys, and somehow it's gonna fuck up the AI, the offensive line AI. that you can rush three guys in the D line, and you'll sack the quarterback every single time with 5 linemen trying to block. Just because it's like a nano blitz, because they do like tiny little changes, and you send a small blitz that does a fuck ton of damage.
That's retarded.
And it's absolutely retarded, yeah.
That's
I
been
will say
this.
I will say that in
since Madden
tournaments.
08.
Yeah, but Madden tournaments, I don't play. I play Madden very casually. Okay, like I just play just to play it, whatever. And
Because they're smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because nobody can play that game for a long time. And be like, yeah, this is fun.
I've been playing since Madden '94 or '96 on the SNES, but just very casual. And I joined some tournament, and I'm playing against these guys who are like, they think they're the core of the hardest, right? And I get up to 3rd in the bracket because it's such an easy game to play. It's not like this complicated thing. I think people make way more out of it than they actually should. And out of a 25 bracket, I got up to 3rd. Like that's really kind of sad, especially for them, because I felt like I was just playing the game, for no reason. I don't know. It was funny.
I will say this: you're wearing a pretty awesome shirt right now, Plumber of the Year.
What did it say?
Yeah, Plumber of the Year, 1985. That's with Starman and Mario pipes.
That's
Oh yeah, you
awesome.
can see the fire flowers and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Gotta represent, man. Gotta represent.
So speaking of your
Exactly.
shirt, let's talk about your channel. Because
Yeah, let's all play.
related.
Is that what it's called? Let's all
Yeah,
play.
let's all,
Play-
yeah, let's all play. Yeah.
Play all let's.
play
I
all
think
let's.
that's what it's-
Yeah. Let's all game the player.
So it's called Let's All Play, and it started off as kind of like my own little video to do like Linux stuff, and then it turned into On Live coverage, which is a cloud streaming service, and I would do a bunch of videos on the games on there. And then now we've just started doing fresh looks, going back to MMOs that have been out for a long while, and giving them a fresh look. Like, hey, is this game still good? What's the opinion of somebody that's never played this game before? They played MMOs before, but never played this particular MMO. And it's really interesting because you get a lot of hate from people who love and adore these games.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get an unbiased perspective when you're playing a game that you really like too, right? So I try to wipe away all that stuff. I try to look at it from a clean slate. And we're probably going to do this with a lot of other things too, not just MMOs. We're probably going to go back to like really old cherished games and stuff, and like kind of like how the teens react to the NES sort of stuff. It's like, what is this? But they're loving the games. Like, they love the NES games. They go back and they're like, this is awesome. Playing Punch Out and like Glass Joe's kicking their ass. It's fantastic. But that's probably what we're going to be working on now. We're working on more videos in the pipeline too. But it's just really interesting perspectives on games that people love and enjoy. So.
Very cool.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Very, very cool. We'll definitely have to watch some more of your stuff.
It's
that sounds interesting to me.
if
I
you're
saw one
interested
of your
in,
videos has like 1 million views, dude. That's a lot of views.
that was the Aeon review. It was Aeon,
Yes,
that
it is.
MMO from NCSoft, and the thing with that was it came out before the game came out, and was single-handedly
Oh.
responsible for 500,000 pre-orders for the game.
Wow.
Because they actually sent me a letter, and they were like, hey, we were going to take this down, but you're helping us sell the game, so thank you. But what pissed me off was, because I was reviewing the Chinese version, what pissed me off was they changed the core systems that I really liked in the Chinese version for the U.S. release.
Of
And
course.
it just broke everything. I was just like, everyone, was like, this is such bullshit. I'm like, look, I say in the video, Chinese release. I'm sorry that you got, screwed over, but yeah.
So the developer basically said, thanks for all these sales, but by the way, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Because in the Abyss area, which is like the PvP area, there was an unlimited flight timer.
So wild.
Yes.
And now that's been limited to a minute for flight. So, it went
So
from
when you say
unlimited
fly,
to-
what do you mean exactly by that?
So you can fly in the game.
Okay.
Like you have wings and you can fly free in the game, and but the thing is they limited it to a minute in the U.S. version, and I think you could increase that up to 1 minute and 30 seconds. But it's completely different.
I'm
different
guessing I
system.
lagged out there.
Yeah, because there's
No,
two of
we
you.
just have you twice now, yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
This is even better than before.
Oh my
Double the-
god.
double the fun.
Such Illuminati.
I will say there is a new look at the Aeon game. We just released it about a month ago, so there is a fresh look at that. It's not good. I'll just spoiler alert. It's not good.
Spoiler alert, review. Not a good game.
Don't play it.
Also,
Even if it's free.
Sai, we were like talking before that you actually used to run your own podcast. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, I ran 2 podcasts. I had Let's All Game, the podcast, which there's so many gaming podcasts out there. It's hard to do an audio-only type thing for that sort of realm. We had our small following, but it was such a the video some of the episodes are still out there floating around. I can link you to some if y'all are interested. But the main one that we had was Lodestone Radio for Final Fantasy XIV, and that podcast had over 1 million listeners. We had a huge following. It was an amazing experience, and to have that much recognition where you could go. I mean, I was walking around grocery stores and people were like, "Hey, your voice sounds familiar. Are you wouldn't happen to say, And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sorry, and I walk off. But you start getting recognized by name and in association to a podcast like that, and that's when you know you've hit it pretty big. Now, the thing was, we didn't put anything on YouTube. It was a self-contained site, so it's all it could go off of was really the download numbers. So it wasn't like it wasn't anything like where you can get a following like on YouTube where like people follow you and they like things or whatever. It was literally just emails and feedback and donations and sign-ups on the site, and it was huge. Like, it was just huge. And
That's still awesome. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm still waiting for the day when somebody's like, "Hey, are you that guy from Treesicle?" I'm just gonna slap him in the face and run.
You those guys from Testicle 2?
No, we're from Ballsack.
Hey.
Some ballsack dick.
That's where we're from.
That's pretty funny, actually.
But
But anyways,
we're from the Cuba.
Go.
Wait, so I wanted to say, you were saying earlier before the podcast that you've done more like professional podcasts before. Like, those are the professional podcasts that you're talking about?
Yeah. I've also done a Planetside Universe. I was on a couple episodes of that. We actually went to Sony Online Entertainment's kind of SOE Live like conference thing, and I was known as press there for all of their releases and stuff.
Awesome.
Me and Naylock, if you watch some of the videos, he's one of my co-hosts in some of the videos. We actually did some game development and went to the same college. Actually, that's where we met in gaming. We went to the same college, and then we did some game development. And now I got out of that business because that's I don't like that business, to be honest.
No.
I worked on a couple games, and I work on I don't want to name any names of games, but maybe off air I'll let you guys know.
Okay.
But,
Pikmin 2.
Completely random name.
I'm working on Mother 4. No. So it's just
Half-Life 3.
no.
Confirmed.
What's that game, like Lucky Larry or something?
Leisure Suit Larry.
Yeah, Leisure Suit Larry 8 or whatever.
I
he
knew
said.
he
game
was
is
a Leisure
amazing,
Suit
by
Larry.
the
I
way.
can just tell.
You guys need to play Leisure Suit Larry if you've never played it before. The
Why, 'cause of the
audacity
boob?
that they have in that game is amazing.
It's like, yeah, we said it. Whatever.
I'm down to play it. I remember being 13 and seeing a commercial for it, like either online or I guess it was online,
It had to have been online.
and just thinking, wow, I need that game.
No, did you see the original one? Have you seen the original one?
No.
The NES one, that one is classic. You need to just look at screenshots because you're like, is that? Did they really make a pixel penis? They totally made a pixel penis. So it is fantastic.
Wow, that's hilarious.
But yeah, no, I worked on a couple
So
professional
realistic.
podcasts, so.
If I don't remember correctly, I think the Nerd reviewed that game. Or said
Again?
something about that game. The Nerd.
The
Angry
nerd.
video game nerd, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He used to be the angry Nintendo nerd, but then he ran out of Nintendo games to play.
Is that what happened?
Fuck.
I didn't know that because in his intro he's like, the angry Nintendo nerd and like the angry Atari and I think Sega nerd.
Yeah.
So
It
originally it was
used to
just
be-
Nintendo.
It used to be the angry Nintendo nerd, and then
Okay.
he ran into those games, and so he expanded, and so that's when they added the Atari Sega nerd.
That asshole didn't do ET. Yeah, he still has one more to review. Oh wait, that's Atari.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
ET's Atari.
Well, anyways, going on with that.
I pulled it.
Aside, would you have like, I guess, to any of our viewers or to us really, do you have any other like, I guess, tips on like, I guess, how to run a professional podcast? Like, how did you start out? Out of curiosity.
So, sure, I'll actually give you some really good lessons in getting into the video game industry because I know that a lot of people that are interested in video games want to do that. How to get started doing videos and how to get started doing podcasts. So we're gonna have 3 things here. To get into the video game industry, number 1, video game industry, right? It's one of the hardest.
Put that on the screen, Andy.
Getting into the games industry is extremely difficult because it's highly saturated, and we're talking like everybody wants to do it, right? But the thing is, people don't want to make they don't want to put the work in to make games. They just have really good game ideas, and they want someone else to make it. And that's not going to get you anywhere. Don't go spending 70 grand on a degree just to throw it away because you don't want to put in the work. There's a difference between a vision and what actually works. And if you're going to get started making a game, don't try to do something original. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but if you can program a game that acts like another game that already exists, then you can expand upon it and make it your own. But when you try to set out to do something completely unique right from the ground up, you're just going to fall and burn. I mean, I've worked on over 150 projects, and I can tell you only about 15 of those actually launched.
Wow.
I have let's see, 3 games on a store shelf that I've worked on. Like they are difficult to get out, right? Because you have so many drafts and so many. You can't make one thing and expect that to be the end-all thing. You have to make like 7 iterations and choose the one that works the best. And you really have to have a good idea of what's going to work and what's not. Just because you think you have a good idea doesn't mean conceptually it's fun for everybody else. Titan is a great example that Blizzard just shut down. That was a game that they found, and Blizzard's done this before with other titles like StarCraft Ghost, a game that everybody wanted. It wasn't up to their standards. So they closed down Titan because it just wasn't working out the way they wanted it to. And they remade that thing like 7 times. So really it comes down to, if you want to get into the game development, actual game development, get Unity. It's free. And start learning C# and C+, because C+ is the engine level and C# is the application level. And what that means is, if you want to script something like a player walking around, you can use C# for that. If you want to add in something that the engine can't do natively, like flying around or something, you have to go to the engine level and program that in C+. And they are 2 different.
Is that like the physics engine? Is that how that works?
It's not like the physics engine. It's because you would actually. So there's an application level layer that you would send calls to that interacts with the physics engine. And if the physics engine doesn't have something in it,
it's just got too complicated.
Sorry.
We have 4 people. Treesicle of them are computer science majors. It's not these 2.
It's not these 2. But it's very interesting though. I still like learning about it.
Well, I'll say if the physics engine doesn't have something in it, you have to program it in, and that would be with C+. If you want to call something from that physics engine, then you would use C#, which is the application layer. So that's what you have to program in functionality on the engine side, and then you can pull it out on the application side. Now let's talk about videos, right? Doing videos on YouTube and having people care. Do not do Let's Plays. Avoid Let's Plays.
Story.
There you have it, folks.
For about 4 months.
And didn't work.
You want to know how many people watch our Let's Plays? Like maybe 30 a day.
We had 30 subscribers after doing Let's Plays for 5 months.
We did Let's Plays for 5 months. We had, I think, 34. Then we switched. Now we have 15K.
in like a couple months or whatever.
In 4 or 5 months.
The key to doing videos on YouTube is to have a unique perspective on something. Do a review. Do something that no one else is really doing. These guys just put out like this Link video, which I thought was like the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, but it's engaging and fun to. No. It's so good. It's so funny to watch, and it's unique. They're doing editing. They're doing unique voiceovers. They're putting spins on things that normally don't, and that's why they're getting subscribers. if you have something where you're just like, hey, we're just talking to a camera, and I'm going to tell you this and that, blah, blah, blah. That's great and all, but you need to have a valid point. There's too many people out there that just look at a camera and say something. But you have to you do your research, make it unique, and it takes a lot of freaking work. These two, I bet you can attest to it. It takes a lot of time and effort, and sometimes it's not even worth it. And that's the thing. If you stop enjoying what you're doing, then it just becomes work, and your heart's not in it, and you're just trying to force something out, and it's going to be bad.
Then just get a desk job.
Yeah, like seriously, like for that last video, I was waking up for my actual job at 5:30, working from like 6 till 1, and then I would be coming back and then working more with like breaks and like a nap until like midnight. Like it takes a lot of work to do those videos.
Yeah, definitely.
And don't make them for anybody else but yourself. If make a video that you would want to watch. That's the best thing I could really say.
That's a good advice.
The Link video definitely has a lot of my comedy in it because I do a lot of the editing.
Yeah.
So it's a little immature, but
it's pretty
good.
It's pretty ridiculous and hilarious. It's a nice balance, I'll say. It's not just a bunch of trolly stuff. It's actually really good.
That's what we try to go for. We try to go for something that hopefully everybody will like.
Yeah. So if you're gonna do any sort of videos, stay away from Let's Plays. Do reviews if you want to, that's because everybody likes them. And with my videos, especially the fresh looks, if you Google, I mean, even if my videos, these brand new videos only have like 100 views a piece because I'm not advertising them. Some of them have 11,000, whatever. I'm not advertising, not doing anything. If you Google fresh look and then game name 2014, my video is the first thing that comes up. Like, no one's following these games, and I'm doing them for me because I think it's an interesting topic, and that's all I care about. I don't care about the views, whatever. Subscribers will come eventually, right? I think I had like 500 subs, and now I have over 1,000 now. So they will come naturally. Don't do it for anybody else but yourself. Good stuff. Now, a podcast. Unless you guys have any questions about game development or videos.
Yeah, I just had one question. Sure. You were talking about how you're not even advertising it. Are you planning to start advertising? Like, how would you advertise a YouTube channel?
Well, you can advertise, like Twitter. You could do Reddit posts. You could do go to game developer and post in their forums. Yeah. For example, I did a video on Ragnarok Online, which is it was one of my first MMOs, and developers took our critique, put it on their official Facebook page, and we're like, hey, we love seeing this sort of feedback. This is the kind of stuff, because we said all the flaws that there were, right? We looked at their classic servers and we looked at their new servers, and we kind of backed up that the changes they made to the new game were the right ones to make. And so they really liked that feedback, and they advertised for us, right?
Awesome.
Dark Age of Camelot, right? Dark Age of Camelot, really old game, right? Broadsword Games, or the company that took it over, they contacted me and they're like, hey, we really like this video. We'd like to put it on our main darkagecamelot.com page. Can we do that? I'm like, yeah, sure, game. So the thing is, if you make good content, they will come to you. It's that simple. Don't go advertising, in my opinion, because when you do, you start getting people butthurt, especially on Reddit. There's a lot of politics involved with the stuff on behind the scenes. I'm sure Treesicle can attest to that there's politics involved with doing this stuff. So
I will say we've had I don't want to diss Reddit, because Reddit actually, I think, is a big part of why we've gotten to where we are at right now.
It was very helpful at the start,
because we didn't have anybody following us at all, or any sort of way for, like,
when we put out our first 3 videos, we had, very, very little subscribers.
Yeah, so it's just expanding your audience in that sort of respect.
And posting, especially the Ezio video that we did. Our 3rd video was Ezio Auditore.
Our 4th video.
4th video? Fuck, who's third? Oh, fuck, Laura Croft was 3rd. Our 4th video.
That one was first. That was
but yeah, when we posted Ezio onto the Ezio subreddit, that's when that video really started to take off.
Yeah, those people liked it. They were cool.
Because before, it was getting some views, but nothing compared to what it gets now.
Right.
But after we posted it on Reddit, it got like it got like 1,000 views or something a day, like something huge for us at that time. And then it's just gone up since. So it really helped us in the beginning.
The thing now though is like YouTube is the great thing about YouTube is it's more of a meritocracy, or much more of a meritocracy than the classic entertainment industry of like TV or whatever or radio, whatever you call it. Because if people watch your shit, they will continue to promote that. Okay,
Yeah, exactly.
and that you'll just get bigger and bigger and bigger. That's why the bigger you are, the easier it is to get bigger. So now, at like the mid-level, I guess you would say, the channel that we are now, posting on Reddit, the risk reward isn't as good for us anymore because YouTube is already promoting our shit, and when we post on Reddit, at least the last few times, we're making like the same quality videos or hopefully better. That's what we're trying to do anyway. And the last few times we posted on Reddit in those subreddits that we're talking about, it's like one or two guys saying extremely negative comments, saying something like, "Man, this voiceover sucks dick."
And then a bunch of other people saying, "Yeah."
Yeah. Or one that I really liked was, "Okay, I'm 3 minutes in and all it is," if this was on the Nathan Drake video that we did. I'm 3 minutes in and all it's been is a bunch of douchey summary about the games. When do I get to the good stuff? And that was like upvoted like 4 times, and we had like a 70% up to down vote ratio.
That was on Nathan Drake, right?
Yeah, that was on Nathan Drake. And like 5 upvotes or whatever, and it was just like, what's the point anymore, man? Like, what? This doesn't help anymore.
When we did that recently, didn't we?
Like a week or two.
Yeah.
Welcome to the internet.
Yeah, you guys.
That's the thing, man.
You guys can't listen to that stuff, Can't
Well,
listen.
There's a lot of
he has a problem with it. He has a problem listening to negative shit.
Well, it's just like, personally, for myself.
It's okay,
You saw him gasping for air, like.
What's that, Andy?
You're like, I don't hate haters. You're like gasping for hair, like all that stuff. Whatever.
Okay, see, I'll explain. Okay, the thing is, for me, I'm already pretty hard on our own shit, like on my work. Like,
he's annoying as hell.
So I'm already pointing out the flaws in my mind. So for me to see these negative comments all the time and like bring up things that I've already thought about, or like reiterating negative things that I've been working on, it's just continual like negative feedback that isn't helping me. Like, I don't want to be thinking negatively about my channel or about where we're going. I want to be thinking positively about where we're going.
It's
really hard sometimes with the internet.
It's really funny to see steam blow out Kevin's ears.
Here's the thing, you guys. If you enjoy what you're doing, it doesn't matter what the haters are saying. Anybody is going to troll your videos regardless.
Yeah.
Right? You guys are putting out good stuff. Don't worry about it. You're good.
We love the your voice sucks. Those are the best comments. Those are the best comments.
Because it's like I think I've noticed that you put like a deep voiceover sort of like effect on your voice or something like that.
No,
that's just you like going like, "Hey, this is my radio voice now. How you guys doing today?" Right? Like,
no, you have to understand.
He just talks
Grant
like that.
Actually sounds exactly how he is.
He was on the last one.
We
Nice.
we literally don't put anything over him.
Wait, we do run it into
Audition.
Audition audio software to like make it sound better.
Yeah.
But we don't like boost like the bass or anything like that.
We run it into Audition for like a voiceover setting basically, just to make it sound
Yeah.
like a little louder.
right.
like equalize. You know about that. Yeah.
But we literally we don't change the way his voice sounds at all.
He just has the deepest
just has
voice.
a deep as fuck
His-
announcer voice.
His balls are huge. I can attest. Yeah.
So
Checked.
You just said on the podcast that his balls are huge.
Fuck yeah.
So it's really funny because I guess we'll move on to the podcast stuff, right?
Yeah.
And one of the we have bloopers at the end and stuff like that, and one of the feedbacks we got were that we didn't sound professional enough. All right, so what I did at the end was because the key to a good podcast is chemistry. Chemistry between people is the only thing that's going to make it. You can tell when something's really forced or when people don't know each other, like in this sort of situation, right? We're kind of stumbling over each other, talking over each other, because we don't know each other's rhythms, right? You two know each other, and you two work really well together. So that's a chemistry. All right.
I mean,
I'm not
You have to
suggesting
understand.
anything. All right. I'm not suggesting anything.
he started out knowing me by hating me. So
Hey,
That's true.
it's been a
that's how-
rocky road.
That's
Hey,
how
I used to-
most relationships start out, actually. But I was like,
Where this is heading to.
with the podcast, you have to have really good chemistry and you have to have really good audio quality. You have to put in the effort to take out any sort of hissing, background noises, anything like that, and you have to edit them because if they don't sound, they're not going off of video. They're going off of what they can hear. And if there's any pauses or times where it's just like the rambling or whatever, no one's going to be interested in listening. Test. We kind of had a casual thing. It was structured, but it was casual, and we had a really good chemistry. And one of the things where we didn't sound professional enough. So in the bloopers, I put this like really crazy radio DJ morning guy, because the podcast was called Lodestone Radio. So I was like, hey guys, it's Cyan Locke in the morning. How you doing, folks? Then like just some really stupid, like crazy over the top thing and like sound effects and all this stuff. And, that was in the bloopers at the end, and people who saw that really got a good kick out of it. But the thing is, you have to have a game. Make show notes. We had like 7 pages of show notes whenever we were doing the podcast, going over topics that were being discussed and everything like that. It takes a lot of work and
Timestamps too.
not so much a script. It was more like these are the things that we're going to cover in this order. And we had different sections. Like we had meat and potatoes, which was our main discussion section, and I would have a little a segue for it. It was like a little audio clip, and it's like, I think I'll have the meat and potatoes, and like just whatever. And everyone loved it. They digged it. You need to be unique. Matt Jensen. I'm thinking of like Frog Pants Studios. I can't think of his name. Frog Pants.
So,
Hold on.
Note to self for our Treesicle podcast
Yeah.
whenever it happens. Don't just have 2 topics at the start. Have more.
Okay,
Scott-
work on that.
Scott Johnson. Scott Johnson. He does the Instance World of Warcraft podcast. He's been doing it for years. And I always strive to be like him. And I actually got comments of like, hey, your quality is as good as Scott Johnson's, which is really, in my opinion, the highest, the highest praise that you can get.
That's awesome.
I will say, the best number of people for a podcast is 3.
3. Huh.
3 people. Because if you have any more than 3 people, it gets crowded. You see, like, AM doesn't have much to say because us 3 are talking a lot. So it's, it's...
Wait, what?
Oh, nice. You weren't paying attention.
Wait, no.
That's pretty cool.
What? You said AM, and that's not really. My name's Andy, so I got confused. Well,
Shut up,
I knew what
AM.
you're saying. But anyways,
Yeah, Andy Macintyre. That's not his last name.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just so Andy, I'll say Andy from now on. My apologies.
that's alright.
When you have 3 people, you can bounce things off. Most likely, you're going to have 2 people that agree, and then you're going to have a third opinion that kind of differs a little bit, or is vastly different. And if you have 4, that just gets really overcrowded. Like, not everybody can clearly have their opinion noted, and when they finally do get to that 4th person, the first person's point is never addressed, right? Because you've had 2 others go in a row. Having 2 people do a podcast isn't bad, but the chemistry really has to be good. And you can't just have a bunch of yes men on the show. It has to be someone that kind of differs in your point of view pretty drastically. Now, if you're going to do... Yeah, exactly. You 2 look pretty good. If you're going to do an audio-only podcast, which is pretty difficult nowadays, a lot of people do an audio podcast and then they throw it up on YouTube as a second opinion, or not a second opinion, but a last resort type thing. Like, we really want views. Meh, here's YouTube. But
Yeah.
if you're going to do a podcast, try and get it on a syndication type thing like Stitcher or iTunes or something like that. Like, get it in as many places as possible, because if you have something that's unique, people will find it. For the longest time, we were the only Final Fantasy XIV podcast, which is probably why we got, I think it was 500,000 listeners in 2 weeks, because people were just
Wow.
hungry for that stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We need
And
to make a podcast about like loving cats so much that you like build
die.
cat pyramids
There.
in your backyard.
I guarantee you it exists.
Gold.
It exists. It exists. Just here's the thing. A lot of people make the mistake about making a podcast about a very short-term topic. It's like you don't want to go so broad as gaming, but you don't want to go so, short-sighted as this one game. You know, and for Final Fantasy XIV, we could make a viable podcast out of that because it was ever-evolving, patch notes, whatever, updates, new stuff coming out. If you're like, hey, this is the Shadow of Mordor podcast, I killed 3 orcs today, and you're just like, okay, whatever, I'm done with this. Like, it's just, no one cares, right?
Yeah.
You could probably do a Smash Brothers podcast, right? That would be something kind of unique where you can say, like, hey, here's a new strategy with this character, or, you could talk about what's going on in the competitive realm, what tournaments are going on, who's winning, what, whatever. They have StarCraft podcasts like that, but the thing is, do something that's outside of the box. You can do, it's hard to do an all FPS podcast, right? But you just got to be smart about it. There's a lot of gaming podcasts out there, so just be smart about it.
Sorry, but I'm sorry to ruin it, but Smash Brothers just sounds like a porn website to me. I'm sorry.
Brothers.com.
That's Bang
A lot of
Bros,
people
bro.
make fun of that.
That's Bang Bros. That's all.
Close enough, man.
Close enough.
Not that I know. I just I was looking through Cookie's
We're
history.
all so innocent here,
Yeah.
besides Cookie and David, who you haven't met. But David's the
Oh,
worst.
David's too young to watch
David's
porn,
the
man.
worst.
He's never watched porn his whole
He's
life.
60.
I didn't even know that. But he sometimes comes here and sometimes he doesn't. I don't know. I think he only showed up twice, I think.
I think that's right.
He has
Yeah,
to take care of it. He has
He's
to take care
definitely
of
the
his
best
kids.
main
That's
cast
why.
member that we have.
Oh, one thing I definitely need to point out: if you're going to do anything professional, that means releasing it on YouTube or iTunes or anything like that. Even if you're doing game development, indie gaming, whatever, podcasts, videos, video games, don't ever pirate software, ever. I'm very serious about this. I learned this the hard way when I was 13 and getting started. The first project, which I guess I'll name on here, was Bid for Power. It was a Quake 3 Arena Dragon Ball Z modification. It was a total conversion.
Whoa.
And I worked on some of the 3D models and stuff like that. We got into a legal battle with Funimation at the time, licensing for Dragon Ball Z in America. So we thought we would get around it by changing the audio stuff, but whenever we got audited on all of the licenses that we were using for all of our software, we couldn't produce any because we were 13, 15, 16, and we were just kind of doing what we could with what we could find, right? So try to buy. They have student licenses. They have options for you to get this software affordably.
No,
You don't need
absolutely.
to have the full suite. You can get the narrowed down version. There are options out there. The thing is though, never pirate software because it will burn you in the long run. It's not worth it.
No, we absolutely agree with you. I mean, like I think Photoshop, like I think you can get all the Adobe stuff for like $30 a month or something like that.
They have a
Like,
subscription
you-
plan now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they have like a prescription plan that you can do, which is totally more worth it than.
Do I need a letter from my doctor?
Prescribe the
Yeah.
Adobe Photoshop,
I
doc.
mean, if Dr. Goldenberg doesn't say that
I
you
need
can-
more Premiere, doc. I'm running short.
I need more Gaussian blur. I need more Gaussian blur. Can you please write me a prescription? for
Gaussian blur 2.5, please.
Yeah. Take
You have
this
me
4
only
times a
taking it
day.
Up to 2.5 a day.
Apply filters
Please,
as needed.
can I have some more feathering?
Oh,
Can
no.
I please have some more feathering and masking? Okay.
Okay, moving on.
We're all friends here, but but yeah, you
Are
can
we?
get it cheaply like per month.
Yes,
Well, not,
Cookie, we're friends, right? Right, guys?
right, guys?
And Unity's
Right.
free.
Yes. But
Yeah,
anyways,
well,
like,
there's definitely ways.
it does sound to me that you do have a lot of experience doing this. For out of curiosity, how many years did you spend on, I guess, trying to formulate your experiences regarding making videos and stuff like that?
I've been making videos for about, I'd say 15 years solid. I've been developing games professionally for about 7, just in general for about 12. So I do have 2 college degrees, one in game art and design, one in business administration, and it's just doing, keep doing it. If you know, get into it and everything like that. Technology has come so far now; it's really hard to just jump into game development like I did back in the day. There's a lot of avenues out there, and there's a lot of skilled people out there. So you really got to take your time, go at your own pace, and if you're not making something that's as good as the other person, just keep working at it. You know, don't give up. That's for sure.
Wow, I do appreciate that sentiment actually. But like, evidently, it does really seem to me you knew a lot of stuff like around this sort of thing. And so, and we were speaking to you about this earlier before the podcast. That you said that if you want to like do things that you want to do, for example, doing videos, podcasts, whatever, or game development in your case, just not to like make it like a chore, I guess. Like always have a passion for what you do. Don't really try to make it seem like a work or doing it or where it seems a lot more taxing to you. And like that's where like, I guess you put more of your passion and more of your heart towards stuff like that. And I was wondering.
Yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was wondering, what are you generally passionate about? Like, you said you're doing more in game development. I'm not sure if you can say much here during the podcast, but like, what is the deal with that? Like, do you have anything you want to share?
So, I worked for a couple of companies. I don't want to say names because I was let go from the last one. So it's like, I do know a lot of people in the industry, and you really kind of, everybody kind of sticks together, right? They go to different projects, you work on a couple different things. I can talk about some of the mods I worked on. One of them was Red Orchestra. I don't know if you guys have heard about that. It actually became a box product. After a while, it's on.
That's like a realistic FPS?
Yeah, it's realistic World War II FPS.
I think I played it once or twice.
Yeah, it's on PC. I think it ended up being
You played
on,
something he made.
Yeah, Gilbert, man.
Dude, Inception, sort of.
That's pretty cool.
But here's the thing. There's a team here. I just helped work on it. I didn't make the whole thing. Halo 2 PC was a modification for Halo PC before Halo 2 even came out on Xbox. We had like the whole Zanzibar map. We had dual wielding. We had the ATV in there. We had new mobile. We had everything in there that you could think of before the actual game came out on Xbox. And Gearbox Software actually covered it. Oh no, Bungie did actually, which was really cool.
Oops, sorry.
I just stole his earplug out of his ear.
Nice.
We're very professional here at Treesicle.
I'm good to go.
One earbud.
We'll invest in more headphones later.
We need to invest in a splitter.
Yeah.
But to kind of give you an idea of when game development goes wrong, or any sort of project, be it podcasts or videos, goes wrong, and is Phil Fish. Now, Phil Fish is really a hot topic nowadays because of all of his like, what's that?
The game developer for what's that?
Fez.
Wait, is it Gamergate? Is that what I'm hearing now about?
Well, no. I'm not bringing up Gamergate. Let's just stop that whole discussion right now. Gamergate. But with Phil Fish, the thing is, he is so passionate about his work, right? He made Fez. A lot of people really, like Fez. It took him 5 years to develop Fez because it's kind of like his own little passion thing. And when people beg for Fez 2, he lets the pressure get to himself. Right, and then you see the reactions of him on Twitter, and the reason his reactions are blowing up so much is because he's considered a celebrity of some kind. He is a developer that a lot of people adore, and when he's just being himself, it blows up tremendously. That's going to happen a lot because I got to a point where it's like, hey, I'm so big now that I have to watch what I say on certain avenues, because then that just comes back to bite me in the ass, right? Like, my YouTube's not huge. That's not where I got my popularity from. I got my popularity from doing other things that aren't, like numbers games that are trackable, right? So people know who I am out, on Twitter and stuff like that, but or through certain other projects. But the thing is, if I say something like, I'm just trying to be myself, and I say my actual opinion, it will come back to hurt the image of Saino. You have to understand.
Oh, bubble butts, and then.
Yeah, it's like Treesicle is a product now. If you say, if you two represented yourself somewhere and your name was associated with Treesicle, it would affect Treesicle. That's how that works. Just
well,
like
we're out to you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it's a it's something that y'all are developing and providing,
we know.
which is technically a product. Yeah, right. And this
Yeah.
is just for the listeners. I know you guys know. But
He's just, don't worry about him. He's just an asshole, and he says "I know" like for no reason. Like I'll give him a compliment, and he's just like, "Oh, I know."
He'll be
No,
like-
say thank
he'll
you,
be
you
like,
fucking
"Dude,
ass face.
Great job on that editing portion. I'll be like, yeah, I know, it was so good, right?
Like what the? Anyway.
yeah, I know it only took 7 hours, and all you have to say is "good job." Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. That's great.
Oh, so I'm the asshole now. No.
But yeah, it's a product. So anytime you represent yourself as yourself, you need to make sure that you separate the two. I try not to let my real name come into my actual, I'll say stage name or whatever, my persona of Saino. And
Yeah, our stage names are Tyler and Kevin. Our real names are not that. Don't try to look us up.
So for example, Naylock, that's not his real name. His real name's Nick, but no one really needs to know that. And Vela, that's not her real name either. But we all have kind of stage names because we know what it's like to be in that situation. I would start changing if you can, because you're not commercially big enough. You're very small to be like doxxed and stuff like that. If that were to happen, if someone were really upset with you guys enough to do that sort of thing, which I hope never happens, they could track you down a lot easier.
Are you saying like DDoS? Is that what you said?
No, docs. Like they find your information like in a heartbeat.
Yeah, because you guys are still. I mean, you have 50,000 subscribers, but that's still fairly small.
Not huge. Yeah.
And so when you're still small like that, you need to go by, code names. Because Mega 64, when they started out, they were really small too, and then they ended up getting going over to GameStop and everything like that. GameSpot, and they're doing stuff for Nintendo now, and like all this sort of things, all these projects, and they're getting really huge now, and they're using their real names aside with their screen names, and so that's one thing that I would definitely recommend is like I know some people want to do it for fame and stuff like that. Don't ever do this stuff for fame. It's never going to work out.
I don't want anybody to know me.
Exactly. So
then we're fucking up.
We made a huge mistake being on YouTube.
I'm just trying to give as much information as I can because
You're scaring me, Sai. You're scaring me good.
I've made some mistakes in my day. I've been through. I've had stalkers and stuff. It's never a fun time.
He's scaring me. You live in Alaska.
Like legit stalkers before.
Like legit Alaska.
Legit threats on my life. Like someone stuck like some cross on my front lawn, saying when I was gonna die. Like another person had a potato that was impaled with toothpicks on my front porch, and like Swedish fish wrapped. I guess that was supposed to be blood or something. I don't know, but it was all really creepy, and it was all stalkerish, and it was never a fun experience. People are crazy out there. You got to be careful. I wish everybody was as cool as we all are in this room, except for Cookie. But
I love you too.
You got it on one podcast. You understood. Good job, Sai.
Thank you. I catch up quick. Don't worry. And it's but they're not. And unfortunately, the world is a really shitty place. And like, dude, Gearbox Software just had a car bomb threat, like literally yesterday. And they had to shut down the entire office. He couldn't even get to his vehicle because it was too close.
Wow, that's pretty messed up.
Yeah. So shit happens, and really protect yourselves first. Do this for the love of it, but people are crazy and they're not going to agree. Or it gets even scarier. They want to be you. I've had that happen before. Like I've had someone come to me and claim to be me. And I'm just like, oh, really? Tell me about yourself. It's whatever. It's there will come times with that, and I'm more known as a developer than I am a personality on YouTube. That's starting to go somewhere. But people come to me with questions like you guys have all the time, so I'm kind of natural in answering these sort of things. But
we're gonna have to ask you more questions later. We actually have to go.
Yeah.
It's our bedtime.
Yeah, we actually have to head out. But thank you so much for the information and advice. Very, very helpful. We're definitely going to have to think it over and possibly ask you some other questions in the future.
Also,
No problem.
our new names are John 13, and
I'm
No,
Gregory
I-
McKillman.
I got better names. One of you guys could be Jimmy, the other one could be Johns.
Oh, you
Jimmy
Oh!
Johns. That's a great way to end this. That's a great way to end this. But anyways,
you want to get some advertising dollars for that first before you start putting that up.
Okay,
that's a running joke with us. We always say, Jimmy John's, give me money, or said brand. We will mention it, give me money.
Yeah.
Cheerios, give me
Subway.
money. We mention them. Give us money now.
Have y'all been sponsored by anybody yet?
No.
No.
I would definitely look into
ourselves.
that. It's super easy to get sponsored. Just say like, hey, can I get a discount code? Put them at the front of the video, and it's super legit.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Well, we'll
easy?
look into that too.
Yeah, we will.
All right.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank
well, I'll
you
give an
so much.
outro right now.
Doing-
Hey guys, it's
doing
been
outro.
All Night Cast number 12, and we have the illustrious Sean. No, not Sean. Sai. And we have
I'm sorry. Really?
Yeah. I keep fucking these up.
Cookie, you win! Cookie wins everything.
Okay.
At the very beginning, I bet
I've
you.
been off today.
The intro and the outro.
I usually get the stuff right, but anyways, Sean, on a
Usually?
serious note. Usually, yes. Last podcast I did it perfectly. All right. Okay.
All right, what's up?
Okay. Well, Sean, on a serious note, I really did enjoy you on this. You sound like a very, very well enlightened. Maybe that's not proper word, but I do admire your work ethic because it really does sound like you're a really, really experienced person and individual. And I really did admire you sharing your insight on podcast videos and things of that sort. So I really did admire on, I guess, your input on this. So I'm really glad you had you. So whatever.
Yeah,
And,
no problem.
And we'll probably invite you again.
This is Say No with Let's All Play, and yeah, so
Let's all play.
I'm just
Yeah,
going
you
by what
gotta
it says at the
Damn
beginning.
it, say the real name.
Say
Let's
what's
all
play.
game.
Let's all
Oh.
game. You can. I'm Saino86 on YouTube. You can add me. I'm the only Saino out there. It's Saieno. You can add me on Raptor.
Well, not anymore.
Anything,
We're both
anything
Sainos
you want.
But 80,
Yeah.
what was the number? 80, we're like 90, 91 now.
Saino86. Yeah.
I'm 85.
There are a lot of copycats out there, of course, but that is me, Saino86, and most things, or just Saino, wherever you can find it. So.
Yes,
Nice.
sir. Well, we're going to end it right here. It's been All Night Cast number 12. I hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday.